So they're all very horny young adults. Hello, welcome to Sound and Fury Book Reviews. As usual, I'm Tina. Today I'm doing a book review of Above the Storm by J.M. Reid. This is a fantasy novel. It is self-published, so it is part of my Indie April Readathon. It's from 2018. I think I heard about this book on Twitter, way back when I used to go on Twitter. I can't go on Twitter anymore. Everything on it makes me irrationally angry. What drew me to this book, of course, was the reptile characters, but also the warfare aspect. It sounded really interesting. So what is it? A military-focused fantasy with a unique world building and realistic characters. Above the Storm is a great first novel in a series. So what is it about? To save the world, Ari must die. Ari, a young man scarred by his past, is thrust into the dangers of the military, but he carries his deadly secret. The dark goddess's touch stains his soul. Her taint threatens to destroy all he loves. Taint. He must hide the truth from other Marines and the woman he loves. Can Ari survive the dangers of service and the zealous assassin plotting his death? The world building in this novel is very rich, detailed, and unique. We have four kind of main societies. The bird people, I can't remember their names. The reptiles, I also don't remember their names. The humans, and these raider-like other humans who live inside a perpetual storm. We don't see a lot about the latter or about the reptiles, unfortunately. But the bird people and the humans have diverse cultures within their species, and these differences in both culture, wealth, and power structures too, contribute to how the characters interact. In this regard, the book is a 10 out of 10. It's extremely well thought out and detailed, with both major and subtle aspects that make it rich and easy to picture. Racism is a kind of a big theme in the novel, specifically how one culture seems to be seen as sexually promiscuous due to their skin tone, and how this has impacts on one of the main characters both socially as well as within her own self-image and relationships. There are also themes of abuse and sex shaming, yet the book is very gender balanced, with women in positions of power in the military and lots of women recruits, which I totally am on board for. While I liked this, it did seem like every young woman in the book was obsessed with romance, but that could also be their age, as they are all like 17. And in fairness, the boys were almost as much as interested as the girls in this, so they're all very horny young adults. The magic system is fun and it's very practical. For example, the military is segmented into units based on what skill the person's powers give them, and these powers are broken into tiers: minor, medium, and major. And then I think there's 4 types of magic. There's like wind and I can't remember. And lightning. What's the other one? I can't remember. Which allow them to exert more power and perform stronger feats. The units are trained to fight together to maximize their magic powers. The magic isn't like wizards throwing fireballs, but the ability to channel like static electricity and exert wind pressure is very specific. The characters were interesting and likable. We have 3 main ones. We have Ari, we have Charlene, and Val. These 3 have been friends since childhood and have multiple conflicts, both external and internal. Their struggles and issues are very well done, as their internal problems cause external conflicts with one another, and they often don't know how to express these concerns, mainly because they are only 17. They act their ages in that they are mature and understand responsibility and choices, but they are also emotionally still 17. So it was a really good balance, and they felt like real people. The characters are very well done. Yet, this leads me into the only thing about the novel I was not especially keen on. While this is not a YA book, there is a love triangle that steals a great deal of steam from the center of the novel. While I do think that aspect ties greatly into the plot, it wasn't just there for like shits and giggles. And it made sense. You know, the middle character's indecision was not unrealistic for a 17-year-old or anyone being manipulated, really. And the way it was resolved didn't involve any hyperbolic drama. But it's just a trope that I can't stand. I hate love triangles. I hate them. So I was like, oh no, not more of this. When it kept coming up, I was like, oh. It just took away from the stuff I found more interesting, like the magic system and the world building. In truth, the plot of the novel is actually quite simple. It's an army boot camp novel. We see the 3 main characters going through basic training. If you enjoy this aspect of military-minded books, you will probably love this, but I kind of wish we'd move on from that a bit faster. The middle of the novel, as I said, drags a bit, and for a novel as long as this one, it's like 500 plus pages, I felt it. I liked that the bootcamp aspect did allow us to meet a variety of characters from different walks of life and watch as they kind of created bonds and found family with one another and build rivalries. Like it felt very realistic and it made a lot of sense. It's clear some characters will carry forth into the next novel as they have unrevealed backstories. This didn't feel like anything was lacking, just that like it hadn't naturally come up, so that was fine. As a result, Aside from the love triangle part, this was really well done. I wanted more of the reptiles and the bird people, but I'm assuming that will come up later in the novels too, given the covers of the books. The question is, though, will I read the later novels? Maybe? I'm just wary, as the second one is a real chonker at 700 plus pages, so we'll have to see. It took me like 2 years to read this one. Overall, if you like military fantasy, if you like love triangles, and if you love interesting world building, I do suggest checking this book out. It is a testament to self-published fantasy. It's really well done. So yeah, thanks for watching.